I'm a consultant to nonprofits all over the country, and I do mostly fundraising and board development, some strategic planning. I speak and train and teach all over the country. Somebody brought me in to teach grant writing originally, and now I'm teaching the fundamentals class. One of the things that I like about the student population too is that there are people fresh out of college, and there are people in their 60s and even 70s taking the class. There are people who have never been on staff in a nonprofit, but they've been on boards or they've been volunteers all their lives. There are many students who started out in administrative roles who are now executive directors, development directors, major gifts officers. One's even working for Melinda Gates. And some have moved into really high-profile organizations across the country, big universities, big hospitals. The instructors are all incredibly well connected in the profession, and not just locally, but regionally and nationally. We can open doors for the students that other people couldn't, and we're a great resource for the students, and we remain that way for decades to come. Fall quarter, they learn about fundamentals and tactics, and then in winter quarter, they learn a lot more grants. In spring quarter, they actually have to take those fundamental concepts and those tactics out to a real nonprofit in groups of 3 or 4 from the students in the class. And they actually have to assess how that organization is doing and figure out ways that they can improve their fundraising strategy and tactics. And the hands-on nature of it is really compelling. They have to understand what the culture is in that organization, figure out how you can change the culture, change people's minds and hearts about what they're doing. People find it pretty rich and exciting to realize that they can actually make a difference in a nonprofit. Almost every nonprofit can consider having development staff, and so the options for where people can work and what kinds of things you can do have greatly expanded in the last decade. Students end up with a lot of fundamental concepts for how you think strategically about fundraising. Then they also learn a lot of tactics, so they're really good practitioners of all the different methods. The thing that I think that they get most out of the course, apart from the practicum, is finding out that they have a cohort of people that they will stay in touch with for years to come. My favorite thing is when the students are still going out for drinks or having gatherings together 2, 3, 4, 10 years after the class, and they're all finding that each other is a resource. So when students start the class, they never realize that that's going to be a takeaway, and that's often their favorite part of the class. I love people finding the excitement in the really deep emotional part of fundraising, and they leave realizing that it's about hearts and souls. And when we can connect with people's souls about what they want to do with their philanthropy in their lives, that's a pretty heady place to spend your career.